There I am. Sean McGough here. I told you to stay tuned. That's right. Are you following me yet? Maybe not. Maybe you are. I'm in my usual place. Oh, where do I begin? I got a weird. Excuse me. Talking to the Diablo. Don't do that. If you come this far, then you might have caught some of my story. This crazy bastard. But he's kind of funny. What the hell is he talking about? Maybe he's high. Maybe he's on crack. He's on drugs. He's doing this. He says he talks to God. I do. All the time. You wouldn't like what he tells me. I got receipts on good stuff. I got receipts on bad stuff. I don't remember most of what he tells me, honestly. It goes through my head. I remember it at that moment. And I make decisions you wouldn't like. It's things like the flood and how far you should go. And that might have just went darker than I wanted to go. These are my therapy sessions. And unfortunately, I do therapy with God and the devil. We keep Jesus out of it because he doesn't quite understand human nature yet. He forgives you all. The old man, don't get me started. Carries a grudge, I'm going to tell you. Now you're trying to wipe his kid out again? I took on a job. I told him to put the world on my shoulders, God. He said no. I think it was John the Baptist, which I went to the John the Baptist church. I thought it was a Baptist church, but I think it's Catholic. Everything in there looked Catholic anyway, and I wanted to sing in the church, but there were people in there, and I was going to sing Hallelujah. I do it pretty good. I do it like Pentamix, not as good as them, of course, but even when you hear me do the Dreamer or Dream the Impossible Dream, I'm trying to do it like Jim Neighbors, and then when I bring it down, I find my own voice. And then it's like, to dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear the unbearable sorrow, to reach the unreachable star. You get the idea. Anyway, that's a little rough. My throat hurts. But anyway, where the hell was I going with this? A little help here, huh? Oh, yeah, I talked to God and I talked to the devil. I keep him with me so he ain't with you. I gave him some options that nobody's ever done before. Plus, I told God I don't want to be in heaven. I ain't lying. He let me have the ability to bust balls. He knew what he was doing. His kid says he ain't going to like heaven. His old man says give him a chance. The kid says, Dad, I know him. I've been watching him. You know what's trying to happen? All my guardian angels, I said it in my very first video, I think they must have been on crack or something, or they gave up on me. Because I didn't have nothing. Jesus says, what do you think I was doing? No wonder the kid had so many problems. If God put him in charge of people like me all these years, that poor kid. I'm sure I wasn't the only one. I'm sure most of you are. You know, my guess is when you find God and you lose your mind and you want to tell the world that, oh my God, why would he talk to me? I had this conversation just tonight with somebody. And I said, tell him to check out Bryson Gray's Misunderstood. You'll get it. That's what, listen to the part about the flood. That's what me and God talk about with the devil. You won't like my numbers. I'm always on the high end. It's a long story. But I saved a lot of people, and I never know what's going to happen. But then when it happens, I go, oh, shit. You're supposed to tell me shit in the future, so I got no responsibility for none of that shit. He's like, no, your numbers work good. Not to you, folks. Not to you. Anyway, where the hell was I going with this? I talked to God, I talked to the devil. Put Thomas Sowell in your schools, along with people he talks about, just his love of America and the struggles. I chose a black man because I think that's hilarious. We can rebuild our school systems on the shoulders of a black man who's a conservative like God. Closest you're going to get economically. He used Milton Friedman. He used all the geniuses of economy and combined them. That's what makes Thomas Sowell Thomas Sowell. He's an original. He took everybody's philosophy and made him simplified and common sense. It's that easy. I mean, everyone wants to look so much into God that it's so hard. There's people all around us that we see guardian angels, just a person we look at and we say, man, I want to be like them. They're so nice. Oh, man, everybody likes them. What do they do that I'm not doing? With me, it could be almost anything. That's what Diablo just said. Don't act like me. Anyway, where the hell was I going with this? The kid says, can't you ever focus? That you been telling me that all these years? And then his old man cusses. Oh, he's got a potty mouth, that guy. I like it. It's how he... It's a long story. I got a million of them. My brain just blew up. I got to tell. Has anybody noticed? I noticed. I can't ever play poker. I realized that years ago. Now I get it. When I get happy, I get a little kid feeling, and I go, yeah. I do that when I play poker. I get an ace and go, oh, and everyone goes fold. And then that only works like 3 times. And then they realize you're bluffing. You can only use a tell so long. You can use it in different places, though, until they figure it out. When they see you come back, they say, you try that shit again, I'm going to kick your ass. And yeah, you don't do that because that's before casinos. They weren't fun. That's dangerous. They still laugh, though. Anyway. Yeah, I've known. I talk to everybody. I like to talk. When I hear something on the radio, I say, that don't sound right to me. Let me ask this person. They look about the right age and whatever. Some people get offended, and nowadays they say that's a microaggression. No, I like to hear your story, and I got a lot of stories, but sometimes your story's like somebody else's stories, but yours has a better punchline or just a better ring to it, or it hits home. The general ending is going to be the same. Usually I try to work it into something positive, but you got to get there because there's a lot of negative before you can get to the positive, just like the Bible. It's stuff I do to people, and they go, wow, that kind of, how'd you mix that into that and this into that? I go, it's the 3 guys in my head. I'm just along for the ride. And they go, what? And I go, it's a long story. And then they go out up there, and then it goes down south from there. And I forget what the heck I was talking about before, which I just did now. I'm actually on time for work. I got 10 minutes to get there. But it's raining, so actually it's snowing. I had a long story about the snow the other day. No one will believe me anyway. Oh, that was my point to this. I've been giving you God for 3 years. Best I can for free. Not the best I can, actually. I'm pretty lazy. Best I can with a phone. Then it's just a grift. He's trying to, what do they call it? Looking for clout. Yeah, I wanted you to pass the story. Get Thomas Sowell on everyone's freaking minds. Not just him, but that it's a basis for reality. And there's only a man and a woman. Sorry, that's what God created. Please, just stop your insanity. You got mental health issues. I'm crazy, but I'm not nuts. All right? You got people teaching this in universities that some men get pregnant. You got our president saying this. We have a man who's supposedly an admiral. Everyone's finally saying this. I said it 3 years ago. It pisses me off more than anything that they say he's an admiral. He never went to boot camp. I did. Anybody who ever served in the military should hate everything about this administration right then and there. Right then and there. He just destroyed every woman's chance to become the first female admiral. Our president allowed that to happen. He abused, once again, every woman in America. Much like he abused every black person in America with his crime bill years ago that protected his son, but put poor folks, it didn't just hurt poor black folks, it hurt poor white folks too. They were doing crack. I was a bartender. I had a good clientele. They only did a little time. It's funny when you can afford a good lawyer. Anyway, that being said, allegedly, I heard that stuff was bad for you. I don't know where to stop and where to begin sometimes. Give you a song and a dance. Best I can do. Oh, yeah. I really do want to do a lot of charity stuff, and I'd love to do something once a year like the Jerry Lewis Telethon, and I have so many ideas about it that I don't want to say right here. But I would love if anyone knows. I don't know how to share this stuff. I have like one person who watches all my videos. I have no idea who that is. I always say it's God. Could be my wife. She doesn't talk to me, but she's concerned, which is really awesome. It's a long story. I got a lot of them. You might have guessed. Anyway, God wants you to be successful. Just don't forget where you came from, I guess. Stop your insanity. The transgenders in church, I'm sorry, you go against the Bible. Can you go worship? Sure. Ask God for forgiveness for fucking up what he gave you. Don't take the wafer, because you're going to keep fucking up until you get up there. And then when you get up there, well, you're going to see me for 10 minutes or so. And then you might get decided whether you go up or down. I don't know. And I don't even know if you get your junk back if you cut the shit off, because, well, he said that's not what I was there for. But I thought it was a good question. Anyway, I ask a lot of questions even with God. I pissed him off so much. Even the devil. You know how hard it is to make him laugh, and I wouldn't give up. And I don't know why I insulted God. And that was the final straw. He broke. Oh no, I insulted Mary. Oh, yeah, that was not good. Oh, no wonder my head hurt for like a week. Oh, don't insult Mary. Oh, that just came to me. Maybe I will post this. Shit. It was funny. I didn't post that one because, well, that wasn't funny. I listened to that one. Sometimes he just says post, and I post. Right now he's saying just post. I'll remember that joke. I'm going to use it. Sometimes he says use them, and I go, no. And he's like, no, it's funny. I'm like, no. He's like, I got your back. I'm like, not down here, you don't. And then I go back to the Bronx Tale, and he goes, yeah, you got a point. Yeah. He forgets sometimes, you know. Unfortunately, in our realm, the devil has more power. He's not stronger. He just has a lot more weapons at his disposal. The funny part is he always loses. And he knows he's going to lose. But he gives it his all every dang time. And eventually, well, the battle is drawn. God pulls the ace every time. Sometimes the game gotta play out. The game's gotta play out. I don't know what God is. Do I have an interesting story? I don't know. I talked for 13 minutes. How many chapters of a book is that you probably listened to or read? Anything I tell you is going to be in a book somewhere. It's been done before. I've said videos plenty of times. If you hear the things the way my brain functions, all three of those assholes run around catching things and putting things together and popping this together. That's how a lot of conservatives' brains work. I believe conservatives are closer to God. They see what's in front of them. They see reality. They know we can't save everybody. But if we save the majority, maybe that falls in. We uplift the minority. It's God. The way they want to do it, the minority is going to push everybody else back down and we're all going to suck. That's not God. That's Diablo, and he's loving every minute of this shit. You all fell in line with it. If anyone tells you they're going beyond the first heartbeat bill, they're in line with Satan. I'm sorry, that's it. The only question I ever got to ask somebody, how do you feel about abortion? Well, what do you think about the first heartbeat bill? Well, I don't think there should be anything against abortion. I'm done with you. I walk away. I have nothing else to say. Sorry. And I tell them straight up, I believe you're in line with Satan, and you must be in line with this Democratic Party that is in line with Satan. Good luck with that. Thank you, sir. May God bless you. And I walk away. No argument. Don't need anything. I'm just a crazy guy who talks to God, right? Who'll try to mention Thomas Sowell before I leave and ask you to try to check out the Constitution. Thomas Sowell does a nice job with the Constitution, too. Anyway, I got no arguments anymore. I don't get angry. I don't need the VA's drug not to get angry. It helps. I kind of like it because it keeps me even keel. Nowadays when I feel that anger, I go, amen. That's it now. I used to count to 10. Amen. Sometimes I get the amen at the same time I get that, and it doesn't work out too good. And people are like, what the fuck? And then I realize that's funny, and I got to practice. Amen. I'm sorry, that's funny. God's like, don't do that. How are they going to pray? I said, well, if you bring the devil and you at the same time, they got to make a choice, right? Just like life, it's a 50-50. I think they're going to choose you in this deal. What do you think? And he's like, well, you might have something there. And, simplify the crazy, that's all. Anyway, where the hell was I going with this? Yeah, I talked to God. I talked to the devil. That isn't real. To me, it is. One shrink says, I told him exactly what he was going to say to my shrink, and he sure as hell did, even though I had him laughing for 40 minutes straight. Couldn't get a word in, this guy. We talked about Freud. We talked about all that. I talked, and then he said, oh, okay. And I tried to explain to him, I'm only at a 1. I'm exhausted. You see me when I get to a 5 or a 6. And then check me out when I get to a 20. It gets crazy then. And he's like, wait, it's not crazy now. I said, Doc, everybody's gone home right now. It's just me, brother. And he was like, really? I go, yeah, they just pop in here and there. Just don't call them, because especially the kid, he gets preachy. I don't know that joke. That's what I did. Oh, sorry, kid. Do I talk to him? Somebody told me something the other day, and wow, I'm using that. I told them my story. They believed me. They said, wow, you know what? It's so amazing that you're just not afraid to talk about God in the open and sing Amazing Grace in front of people. Actually, that was really good, but I said, oh, that's not me, that's Alan Jackson. He's not dead yet, so I hope I didn't kill him off, because usually everyone I sing is dead, but I think God's with Alan. He does a lot of great religious stuff. And that's how God works sometimes. You know what? It's hilarious. You listen to Bob Marley do some spiritual shit, and then Push comes on, and it's like, la, 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 la. Gives the devil a little do, because if you listen to that song, you go, oh, wait a minute, what's he talking about here? And then when you're getting into it with the devil, and you're like, yeah, la, 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 push it some more. And then the next song comes on, and you're like, yay. And you realize, and God said, now the devil's dancing with God. Ain't that something? Bob knew what he was doing. He may not have known what he was doing, but when he did it, somebody helped. I'm just saying. Not everything's, we make everything so hard. I believe in God. How I feel right now, this very moment, pisses me off so much. So very much. I can't bring this feeling to all of you. I can't bring you the joy in that. My car's a piece of crap. My window's busted, if I can show you it. My side door don't open. My life's a mess. Everything is. I threw it all away for the world to try to save you. I took a chance. I'd do it again. Unfortunately, the kid said he'd do it again. I said, I don't want that to happen, kid. So I keep trying to tell the old man, if we see a sequel happening, go with my plan, my 5-year plan. The old man says he'll take it under advisement. I'm not nice, but I'm the kid's guardian angel. You try to get rid of the kid, you're getting the 5-year plan. Wake the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. I'm not nice. I've sold the plan. The kid's stopping you right now. All right? I'll let the cat out of the bag right now. I don't give a fuck. I made a bad joke and the damn kid latched onto it. The old man was with me on the 5-year deal. hell or high water. If you don't get a conservative, if you don't get somebody who's going to actually protect and stop taking Soros money and all these Bill Gates letting them run the world, take away the fossil fuels before we're ready for what's coming next, this Green New Deal and the putting in the racism and all of this other stuff that they're pushing through using these bills. World, I hope somebody shares this. I don't like retakes. I'm going to make sure this has sound and I'm passing it on. I talk to God. I don't like retakes. I'm not nice. I've given you warnings. I've given you reasons. You got 126 years because of a stupid joke. My wife wouldn't forgive me for that long because I saw 126 years from now. But that changed, and then it's moved, and I can make the joke go down further and steal it from the kid. The old man says I can do that because you people moved the timeline. I can actually get it away. I almost had my idea a while back. He asked me. I said, the wife's giving me some hope, so I'll keep the faith and let's let it roll. He said, why do you always have to gamble? I said, because somebody's got to clue you in. You don't know about us yet. It's like, I know everything about you. I said, really? Did you expect me? He goes, all right, I take that back. Diablo laughed at that one. He says, see, it's all your fault. And then it goes down south from there. If you could just hear what just went on all in my head, everybody got involved. It's crazy. The three a-holes are running around. Oh, it gets nuts. There's music starting up. If I had more computers around, I could show you what's going on and all the craziness. Oh, it's nuts. Oh, it just went crazy. Go check out Jacob's Ladder. What the hell was I saying? Oh, everything just went south. When it gets like this, I want to call in sick to work because I want to go make the world happy. That's stupid, ain't it? Yeah, I know. It's fun on the street, and then you feel people's emotion and you feel spirit. I'm telling you, that damn movie Ghost, there's so much in that movie that I'm like, wow, you know what? And God's like, that's not what you were here for, mother. Right. It's a long story. Huh? You know, I just realized you might have some anger issues too. Never mind. You said you read the book, didn't you? He's got a point. Anyway, he's always smiting and smooting something. Think he ain't gonna do it again? I'm just a consultant, but I keep telling him to go for it. Let's go out with a bang. Anyway, he never listens to me. As it stands, you got 126 years. What I seen is still in motion and moving ever so closer, and it's in my lifetime now, and it wasn't supposed to be. I really was. You didn't listen to me right away. Screw it. I was going to wait 12 years right before I die. Because that's me. I'm an asshole that way. And if you didn't listen again, I was going to just make a video right before the bombs hit because I was going to get a half-hour warning and I was going to make 8,000 videos and send them out. Here it comes, and keep doing a countdown and scare people. It would have been funny. Well, it might still be funny. There's no guarantees. The only guarantee is, well, I talked to God. I'm at 126 years. I did sell the 11-year deal. Mary got it there, and I sold God on the 5. I actually sold God on let's just do it. Nobody believes me, but it was hilarious. Oh, maybe not to you. I went out with a bang. So I told the story somewhere. Anyway. And I got Mary on board. Didn't see that sale coming. Can't get the damn kid, though. Kind of joking about it, though. He likes to placate me. thinks I don't realize he's placating me. He's so innocent, this kid. Tell you what. Well, I guess he's still my guardian angel then, huh? You placate me a little bit. So we're good to white lie. Sometimes they're okay, I guess. As long as they're not hurting nobody. And kind of like when your cat was given to the farm or whatever, your puppy, your dog. Yeah, we brought it to a farm. Or nah, how about your chickens? Yeah, they brought it to a farm and it was released and it's roaming free. Sure, they did. Some bitch got a chicken leg while he's telling the story. Come on, man. A little decorum, I'm just saying. No, that's not the same chicken. It's not. This is KFC. Come on. I know what KFC looks like. Poor kid, so stupid. That actually happened. Then I saw it on a TV show. I'm like, oh my God, it's my buddy. Or did I see a comedian talk about it? No, it might have been a comedian. He said his daughter was savage because they said that's your pet you named. And she said, oh, the poor bunny or whatever the hell. And she was eating it as she said and he goes, how can you eat it when you know it's your buddy? So I don't want him to have died for nothing. Oh, that goes back to my deer joke. I really did cry for that poor little deer. I could kill a person a lot easier than a deer. That didn't come out right, did it? Deer never did nothing to me. Still didn't make that soft, did I? God says you'll get the gist. I pray what I saw doesn't come down, America. I made a video about stopping a civil war. Go check it out, please. They don't want us to be one. They don't want us to be united. They want black and white to fight. They want the Latino to fight with the black. They want the gay to fight with the straight. They want us all to believe insanity of transgenderism when I'm sorry, it's a mental illness and we know it because there is only a man and a woman. Will you please stop this nonsense? Stop feeding our children, you those, zibbity bobbity boo. You all sound like you've been listening to Louis Armstrong, for fuck's sake. Zibbity bobbity, that's my pronoun. Zibbity bobbity, you better represent it and know it. The fuck do I know you go by zibbity bobbity, you crazy bitch? What if you were bibbity bobbity and boo? Those are my cousins. Oh, shut the fuck up. You people get on my nerves. So they talking heaven too. Fuck up. It's not to heaven. Even when I was there. Anyway. Fuck is get on my nerves. My very last nerve. Tell you. You have a nice day. Go fuck I'm sorry I brought my blue heaven to heaven. Have a nice day. Fuck you. They didn't like it. Who would have thought? I brought the Blues Brothers to heaven. It was a mission from God. They didn't think it was funny. What else? Oh, I brought every movie I could think of that had God in it in heaven. And even I brought some devil movies. The Devil Wears Prada and what's that she-devil? With the whole and Shrek. Because let's face it, Rumpelstiltskin, he's a little devil. Nobody found any of that shit funny. Heaven's not full of Catholics, but you sure as hell think it is. Stick up everyone's asses. Let's be happy. Go fuck yourself. A lot of you are going to want to stay on stage 1 of hell. I'm telling you what. You won't want to stay on middle management unless you're in the middle purgatory, unless you want to hear me. Then, be my guest. No charge. 2-drink minimum doesn't apply down there. I'll try to get you some ice water once in a while. God gives Diablo a little bit of AC, 10 minutes or so here and there. He has to earn it. Yeah, it's a long story. I probably told it somewhere, but It's 10 minutes long and I got to get to work. I got 10 minutes to get there. Ain't that funny? You'll get that someday. Anyway, God bless. That's a half-hour show for you. And I didn't even sing and dance yet. Can I do this on stage? Sure, because as I look at this, I got 80 million people watching me. Nah, there's probably 100 million because what if Biden got 80 million? I got to have at least 100. I'm working with God. You know what? Might have just went up to 300 million because you fuckers are all working with Diablo. That come from him. What can I say? That up. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. Stop, please. Don't do this. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Oh, don't do that. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Did I do his laugh? I thought the only one who could get close to his laugh, I was trying to explain what Diablo's laugh is like. Did I even do a good laugh? We'll work on it. It's very scary. It scares me, so I hope it scares you if I can ever learn how to do it. Anyway, because it's really good. Oh, I can't do it. It's beyond bone chilling. It takes my soul and makes it shake. And you know who's holding my soul? The man upstairs. You don't trust me with it. It's a long story. Well, I think I told it. The things I can do. Anyway, where the hell was I here? Yeah. Conservatives, stick together, you dumbasses. You're making yourselves look like a bunch of assholes. If you got contract disputes, keep it behind closed doors. If you can't come to agreements, move on. Say your piece and keep going. Y'all know who I'm talking about. All of you. All of you. You're making yourself look stupid. I personally like DeSantis. Stop screwing around with the First Amendment. If Trump gets a nod, then I guess I'll support him. He's hanging around with Lindsey Graham. He's still calling himself the grandfather or the father of the vaccine. Father, my ass, you old prick. You're the grandfather. His last year, not impressed. What he's doing now, not impressed. I'm not a sycophant. My friend told me how to say that. Anyway, I vote policy, as Thomas Sowell will tell you. Sowell, however the hell they say. I like Sowell because he is soul. Vote policy, never person. People look you in the eye. Look at that dude Newsom from California. Look in the eye and smile and tell you he's doing everything for you, isn't he? What did he do for his state? Go check out Lionel Harris Jr. Tell you all about what Gavin Newsom's doing to that state. And he's a funny guy, too. I like him. Gets out on the street and talks to real people. As a Trump supporter, he goes and talks to people in the hood. The real hood. Not what these people are talking about. Not when they clean the shit up because Joe Biden's showing up and they get all the bums and put them on buses and wash the streets down and do all that happy horse shit. And the only time you see the homeless is because somebody happened to have a cell phone showing where they locked them up or pushed them backwards like they did in Boston. They were putting them on methadone mile behind a fence. Yeah, get behind there. No one will see you. Let's put up a top. Ah, you assholes. Anyway, where was I going with this? I'll get on politics and lose my freaking mind and start swearing at y'all. Turn into me. God thinks that's good, too. You need a voice of reason that's yelling at you and giving you a foot in the ass because they don't do it in church anymore. There's no more fire and brimstone in those places. Although the Baptist one was pretty good. He talked some fire and brimstone. I said, I'll be back. Now, he had to be Catholic. I don't know. I'll have to look. The Baptists talk fire and brimstone. Not these days because I hear all the transgender crap in there and they're all feminizing their men again. Well, again, no, something new. It's pretty amazing. Everyone's falling for this. No, bring back toxic masculinity. We go to war. We're going to need those guys to not be afraid to die for what they believe in. But then again, our government says they don't have to believe in the country. They don't have to believe in the Bible. They don't have to believe in the Ten Commandments. They don't have to believe in God or Jesus. So if you don't believe in anything, why would you fight for it? Makes sense, right? Let's teach them that from a very young age and tell them to hate everything about their country and each other and then see if they'll die for what they believe in or even stand up for it. And it doesn't look like they will. Look what they did to us with the masks. It's neither here nor there now, though, is it? We're off that slippery slope. Can legislation stop it? Sure, you got people fighting like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Bitch might be crazy as hell, but you know what? Stands for the Constitution. I understand her thing for Trump. He helped her get elected, her loyalty. Don't have blind loyalty. Just because somebody helped you get elected, that doesn't mean you owe them shit. What you owe is to us, the American people. If Trump's not doing something for the American people or going against our wishes, tell him to go fuck himself. All right? That's what he needs around him, is people who tell him, hey, pal, you know what? You might want to slow down and listen to a little reason. His ego won't allow him to do it. Then he listens to assholes who side with him when he has a bad idea. And then you get things like the lockdowns. He wasn't behind it. Come on, you didn't necessarily say no either. You could have. Everything Biden did now, you could have. Tried to be nice and follow the Constitution. I get it. You just didn't listen to Fauci, man. You believe they told you could save the world. Those vaccines was going to save the world, and you're the man. You wanted to leave the legacy. I get that. I got that same desire. Well, you got a hell of a lot more money than me. Although you also have a lot more money than me than I've made. I guess that makes me loaded. Now, you've lost $1 billion and I haven't made a penny. I guess we broke even on that one. Although you still got $2 billion, so now you won. Screwed that all up, didn't I? My math, go check out Pat Gray. My math's a little fuzzy. They're better at it than me. But I get it. Same thing I told God, put the world on my shoulders. I want to save it. I can do this. And I called him a pussy. The way I see God, not the way you'll see him. He said, is that right? I said, that's right. You don't think I can do this? I've half-assed everything my whole life. Let me half-ass this. He said, what? Oh, fuck, I forgot I did tell him that. I did half-ass everything. Oh, no wonder I lost my mind. If I'd done the right shit all right away, maybe you'd listen to me earlier. Yeah, oh, well. Here's what it is, I guess. Could have told me that a lot sooner. Never mind, he just said I did. Yeah, he did. I bought a computer, but once I figured out that I can do everything on the phone, I'm kind of lazy. I figured I'll hire somebody sooner or later, and they'll help me figure all this shit out. Nobody wants to work with me, though. It's a long story. I thought somebody would, but I'll figure out my computer one of these days. It's a long story. I like to delegate. Hudson's are pretty good at it. Kid says he agrees with his dad. Well, the kid will be in charge one day. Right now, it won't be for under 26 years. Does that mean the bad shit ain't gonna happen? Nah. Oh, never mind. That doesn't mean the nukes won't happen. That just means the rapture. The nukes can happen any minute. Never mind. I fucked that up. I'm trying to keep it from happening before 5 years. That's why he's keeping me happy. Because if I can distract Diablo just enough, maybe people come to their senses before they don't put the... Oh, my goodness. Do not put the nuclear codes online. Keep it on a floppy disk. Do not modernize the fucking nuclear codes. You stupid sons of bitches. Do not modernize the nuclear fucking codes. AI will take those codes within the next 5 years and decide to fix the world. Oh my fucking God. You people are assholes. You program it just like that stupid iRobot to protect all of us. And we see that it's learning already because of the way we programmed it. That's why you got 5 years. You put the nuclear codes online. You put it so it's out there. You have to protect the nuclear codes from the computers itself. I don't know how this shit works. Maybe I'm guessing and you've already fucking done it and you're halfway there. This is scary to me too. But if you haven't done it yet, or if you've already done it, You better put in more safeguards between those fucking computers and the codes themselves. I would separate it completely and have a little, one of them little micro thing you put on the computer. You better have it where you used to have the key thing and two guys have to make that decision at the same time and you're looking at each other and you're like, do we really want to do this? Maybe not. You want to kind of keep the old system where you have two people who actually believe in God and that maybe they shouldn't be making that decision. I'm just saying. You got 126 years before the rapture, but that fucking nuke can happen at any moment. And if it does, you better be watching those goddamn training films, those zombie movies and all that stuff. Me personally, I'm going back to Mad Max. I'm getting one of them vehicles and I'm just running shit over till they get me. I ain't walking nowhere. Gotta plan ahead. I'm just saying. The nuclear code. These fucking idiots are about to do something that's so insane, and we've seen it in so many movies, and we've had so many warnings, and they say not this time because we've had those warnings. We've safeguarded against them. We know what we're doing. Those are our experts who are telling us some men get pregnant. That's who's in charge. Ain't that a bitch? God bless you, world. I'm only one man. I'm a messenger. After that, I'm just the king's freaking jester. He picks his own. That's what somebody told me. That was pretty eye-opening. I said, wow, that's pretty intrinsic. The king picks his jester. He chose me. If I don't make $1, I got the best job on earth. Oh, and I'm the king's guardian angel at times. It's got to be worth the buck. Oh, and I keep Diablo with me, so he ain't with you. Or at least concentrating on you. He'd still come find you. Shut up. He's afraid of me. It's a long story. He still tries to take me out once in a while. Son of a bitch, that's why I don't play with him too much. God's like, stop it, stop it, stop it. I'm like, just a little more. Nope. No, I find a loophole. I like loopholes. Anyway, does any of this get through to anybody? Have I made anybody laugh or at least be interested? You'll look up Thomas Sowell and at least... And don't vote person, don't vote party, vote policy. What's it going to do, not just for you? As John Kennedy said, not what the country can do for you. What can you do for your country? It came from God. America is God's country. I don't care what anyone tells me. You can worship all your religions here that you want. Nobody... Personally, I like all the ones that are based with the Ten Commandments. You have people, Satan. No, Satan was kicked out of heaven. It makes him no God anymore. But you keep it up. He loves you. He'll find you delicious. I find you hilarious. Most Christians get very upset at you. I get upset when you want to fuck up my stuff, but you want to go do stuff on your own corner, knock yourself out. I'm all for it. I say chant, light incense, do all that crazy shit in the name of Satan. He's all for it too. It's wonderful. If we talk delicious and I see what happens to you, I get to watch. It's great, but you gotta go in the fifth realm of hell, and that's when you feel frostbite and heat burn all at the same time. It hurts like a son of a bitch, and it's all up here, but you feel it throughout your whole body. And oh my God! But then when you go into the sixth realm, it goes away because you're in peace. I won't go any further. Never mind. That being said, the heat and the cold goes away because the ultra pain of the blood leaving your body is just so much worse. And then I had a joke for that, and he let up on the pain, so that was cool. Yeah, these are things I shouldn't tell you. But, well, I didn't tell you how to find Diablo. I know how to get him fast, fun. Don't look for him, he'll come find you. Isn't that what Joe Biden does? It's kind of scary when he does that, isn't it? You might not be able to hear me, though, because my heater's on. If not, read my lips. Anyway, it was kind of funny. I hope any of this took. Like I said, Thomas Sowell, vote conservative, not Republican, not Democrat, conservative. Anybody tells you they go beyond the first heartbeat bill, sorry, you ain't get my vote. Right there. If you want to push this Green New Deal bullshit, if you want to push CRT, if you want to push racism throughout our systems, which is what CRT is, yeah, you ain't got my vote or my money or anything. Put that on your windows, please. If you still support, I said it a long time ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I've said it forever. I believe this Democrat Party has aligned themselves with Satan, and I have no doubt now because even Satan don't like you. You've made it too easy for him. He's pissed. That's why the things have gone crazy everywhere. You got God and the devil pissed at the same fucking time. Ain't that something? I find that hilarious. That's why they're both on board with nuking you all, by the way. Oh, did I mention I saved the devil's soul so he can do it now, and well, he can also get rid of him too and still move on with Mary, so that was cool too. I gave him options. That's why the devil's scared, because I keep threatening that I'm going to talk them into leaving without him. And then they won't have to start it all over again. They can just move on and start fresh. And we'll never have been. Isn't that something? Yeah, there will never be a Bible. There will never have been anything. There will never. But there'll still be a Jesus and a Mary, because I gave up my soul for Mary, and that's pretty cool. Jesus didn't need my soul because, well, he's God's kid. As soon as he was born, God had his soul back. Bang. Bang. Just like that. Bang. It was gone. That's why nobody knew how he could deal with the pain, the suffering on the cross. Man, did they do that movie good. We saw the pain. How he could do what no one else could do. God already took his soul. The pain was minimal. He acted it. Good actor. Guy in the movie did it really good. What's his name? Mel Gibson did the movie there, Passion of the Christ. God said, man, good thing I took my son's soul, because he couldn't have made it through all that shit. Yeah, I still would have put him through it. He bet he's in a lot of pain. He goes, he's tough. I said, you're a mother. And the kid said he's willing to do it all over again. Ain't that some shit? With his soul. That's the New Deal. The only way Diablo would do it. They can do it all over again. Jesus will feel all the pain. That's the loophole. Every bit. God won't be able to help him. But the kid said, okay. And his mom will feel his pain. That was the first sign. She will feel every little bit of his pain. That's why I went to work again. I said, I can't make you do that. I can't put you through that. She said, you're not putting me through anything. I'm putting you through it. I said, I don't understand. What do you mean you're putting me through it? I don't feel nothing. She goes, don't you? I'm going to give up my soul for her kid, to put them both through the pain that I felt watching that movie. How the fuck can you do that? How? Tough decisions, ain't they? I don't want to put the kid through that. Or his mom. The old man left it up to them. And he said, you know what? Took it out of the old lady's hands. He asked her, we can start this over. You won't feel the pain. He will. He can't change that. It's the only way it works. You know what she says? If he feels it, I feel it. It was a lot nicer than all of this. It's just the gist. Isn't that the toughest thing you ever heard? A woman that's what a mom does. That's what a mom is. If he feels that pain, I will feel that pain. If he suffers, I will suffer. He may die, but I will live. I asked the kid, hear what your mom just says? Yeah. Did you catch the key word there? Yep. So you want to do this again, go through all the pain and suffering, nobody might listen again. Just to die in front of your mom. Again. Put her through all of that. Again, knowing you don't have to. You can all move on. You don't need that guy below. You can just be happy. And your mom can move on too. No pain, no sorrow, no nothing. He said, well, it's enticing, but I'm a lot like my dad. I said, oh yeah, how's that? I said, I like to see things to the end. I said, is that right? I said, yeah, I'm willing to roll the dice. Kid spoke my language. I said, hey, Dad, let it rip. Like I said, you can find God, you can find sanity again. Nukes could happen tomorrow. The rapture, the real deal, all the things you hear about. You got at least 126 years, so stop writing books. Nah, keep writing your books, because why would you believe me? It gives people hope and scares the shit out of them. Maybe you bring them back to God too. Now I'm late for work. 10 minutes. Go figure, right? Actually, I'm exactly 10 minutes because my clock's 10 minutes fast, which makes me 20 minutes late. So it means I'm only 10 minutes late. So that's pretty good. Anyway, I talked to God. Done my best to save the world. I put it on my shoulders for free. Mary says it's time to move on. I can stop talking about nuking you. I give you the warning. You have a chance. I don't know how you stop this war. I don't know what you do. You better negotiate. You better get on your government. You better stop supporting the Ukraine with all these arms and all this bullshit and all this proxy war, because they're dragging us into real war. And what do you think Putin's going to do? The man's standing with Christ. All I know is Zelensky's locking up Christians and our own FBI is investigating Catholics. Putin's building churches and cathedrals. Whose side is right? I don't know. But I know Zelensky's locking up religious people and supporting actual white supremacist Nazi organizations. Oh, but it's okay because he's using the lesser of two evils for evil. That's not how it works. I don't know what... Listen to Russell Crowe. I'll try to point you to people who I listen to who I believe are telling the truth. They're on board with things. Russell Crowe was a lefty. To watch people turn around and start seeing the truth is amazing to me because they're blind to see it. They're doing what Mr. Beast does. He's helping the blind see. Well, that's what conservatives are doing on every network, but their ideas and what we say isn't going on mainstream media. So if you share it on Facebook or you share it on the YouTubes or you share it on whatever, maybe, just maybe, you save the country. If you want to remain with the lunatics, go ahead. I can't help you. Don't expect me to buy into your insanity. I ride with God. I walk with God. I like riding with the apple. God rides a lot these days. He just listens. It's funny, right? Thank God he don't actually listen. Well, you fuckers are being nuked. I think I'm joking. I'm a realist. I get it. God shows me the old books and where I would have changed. Yeah, it's a long story. I get a million of them. You don't have to believe me. I don't believe me. Then shit happens and I go, you know what? I believe me. Son of a gun. What happened tonight with the... I don't know where half these shit come from. I see things in a conversation. Bam! It pops into my brain. I go, wow, I don't remember seeing that. Where the hell did that come from? And I don't remember the dates and time, but they get the gist, and then somebody will say, oh, I remember that, that was this, and I go, yeah. And then all of a sudden I remember details. Ain't that funny? Anyway, I got a lot of stories, but I gotta get to work. I'm 10 minutes late. Oh, the other guy's not in tonight, so I gotta do all the work. Oh, that sucks. I just screwed myself. I'm pissed. Which makes me happy. I'm a little twisted that way. There's my towel. Anyway, God bless your world. My name's Sean McGough. God's court jester. That's it. I had two things to tell you. God's a conservative. That's number one. And what it truly stands for. You want to know? Thomas Sowell, Clarence Thomas put together with Judge Alito mixed in. You got a conservative. Right there. Judge Alito, Clarence Thomas, Thomas Sowell. Yeah. Basically what I stand for. And God. Not necessarily in that order, but yeah. So I made this whole hour-long video to tell you something that I could have said in 3 seconds. I hope you made it this far, though. If you did follow along, feel free to send me money if I ever learn how to monetize. God says I'm always grifting. Everybody always says that. But what the hell? Is it grifting if I entertained you? One crazy bastard sitting in a car talks about his life stories and does it on a daily basis. Something pops up. You only get one story out of probably 35 I talk to in between, and sometimes those stories go a minute apart. So guess what? I was on a move. Anyway, God bless your world. I'm just one man, as the song says, scorned and scarred with an impossible dream. A dream to save the world. To dream the impossible dream. To fight the unbeatable foe. To right the unrightable wrong. Nah, I messed that up. Anyway, you get the idea. God bless. I could have the words in front of me. I've only sang it 300 times. Isn't that awful? I know all the words when I hear the music, but I'm not actually a guest doing a cappella because I have it in my ear, so I'm cheating. It's a loophole, I guess. But God bless your world. If you see me, say hi. It doesn't cost you anything. Just saying.